I forgot I needed to get this video out before the end of the weekend. If this is your first time catching one of my videos, my name is Shawandi Bill of worthywithoutaring.com, and I am an identity life coach. And what that means is I help women to find their identity, worth, and power in this world by sharing the tools that I used starting in 2012 to rebuild myself. So a few days ago, I had a dream. I don't remember the specifics or the details of it. I just remember that 3 words were ringing in my head. And those words were entertainment, balance, and spirituality. And I could not figure out for the life of me why these 3 words and what they had anything to do with each other. So I sat on it for a couple days, but I just could not get these words out of my head. Until it finally came, thank goodness, and then it all started making sense. First of all, there is nothing wrong with entertainment. Think about it. If you have children, if you've been a teacher, and if you have family and friends, you know that babies are born needing entertainment. Aside from their basic needs, being fed, changing their diapers, education, cuddles, and all that good stuff, they also love and need to be entertained. And let's just be honest, we love entertaining them because we love to hear them laugh. But it's very important to their development, right? Because they pick up on facial expressions, words, stuff like that, whatever. They love to be entertained. They love to smile and laugh and all of that. And then not to mention, entertainment is also a big part of bonding, not only for children, but amongst your family and friends and with your children. And there's a young person pulling on my shirt right now that wants to be entertained. Lord help me. So yeah, first of all, there's nothing wrong with entertainment. But the problem is we do it too much. That is the issue. We let our flesh outweigh our spiritual parts or our spiritual needs. A lot of people are out of whack. They're confused during this time. And that's because they're letting, not even letting, but entertainment or fleshly desires is heavier than their spiritual parts or what they have been investing in the spiritual parts of them. So entertainment in and of itself is not bad, but bad entertainment is bad, and too much entertainment is detrimental because it takes away from our the spiritual parts of us, which God has created so that we can connect with him. During this time that I was sitting on these 3 words, I wanted to remix it so bad. Like this whole balance thing between entertainment and spirituality, I didn't get it. I wanted to mix it around and say spirituality over everything, right? But that's not the way that God presented it to me. And I just found it ironic because I have a book that actually teaches how to get your spirit, soul, and body in sync so that you can have and sustain wholeness. In bio. So how do you find this balance? I want to share some tips with you, things that I currently do in my life. And honestly, this revelation is exactly what I needed because I've been struggling with that a little bit myself and just wanting to understand the heart of God on this matter in a world where entertainment is everything to people. You know, if you're on the elevator, a lot of people, if not everyone, is on their phone. If you go to a party, sitting around, people are on their phone. And he isn't calling us to a life of nothingness, but a life of moderation was good for me to know, and it's a good reminder for you. So I want to share some tips on what I'm currently doing to practice balancing spirituality and entertainment. So first of all, if you feel like entertainment is ruling your life, take some off and add spirituality for balance. And you can do this by 1, starting your day with prayer before you log into your computer, before you start ripping and running concerning your household. Pray. Let that prayer go before you instead of your anxiety and instead of your to-do list. 2, play praise and worship. play it while you're working from home. If you are working from home during these times, if you're commuting to work, play it on your way to work. And if you're able to play praise or play music while you're working away from home, then choose praise and worship. This helps us to get in tune with the spiritual parts of us, instead of choosing music that doesn't necessarily speak to that part of us or add anything to our life other than entertainment. Okay, and number 4 would be to pray before you sit down to start binge watching your favorite YouTube family, or watching DIY videos, or before you scroll through Facebook. Connect with God first. And the reason why I recommend this is because it helps you to open up your eyes, or be aware of what you are watching, and then that way you can just pray for discernment. That way the things that come at you, you can make a decision on what is good for you and what isn't. And my next point is eluding me, so I'm going to look at my notes. Okay. So another thing is, and it kind of goes with the one before, is making it a habit of praying before you go about your business, right? Or before you head out. So pray before you sit down for a movie in the evening, or pray before you head out to that dinner party. Pray before you make that online purchase, because God might remind you already have enough green dresses. But I think what we do a lot of the times, oh, little one, hush. What we do a lot of the times is we try to separate God, or make these two things two separate things, but he's asking us to incorporate him into everything, because really God shouldn't be separate from anything. So include him in every part of your life, really. Yeah, and to reduce temptation, another big thing that I do to reduce temptation and distraction in your life, guys, these smartphones is something else. It's something else. Sometimes it feels like we don't have a choice on what we want to be entertained by, because we get all these notifications of Facebook, or just marketing notifications of what people are telling us to do, what they're telling us to pay attention to. So one of the things that I do is, if you have a smartphone, you have the option of deciding what kind of notifications you want to get, right? So let's say you are sick and tired of Facebook telling you that it's someone's birthday, or Facebook telling you that this so-and-so person commented on somebody else's status that you're related to. They just like telling you all these things that distract you, right? Just long press the notification, and I have an Android. I'm sure Apple has the option, not sure. Long press it and turn off notification like these. So I only get certain types of notifications if I feel like it's something that doesn't really add to my life, or maybe I don't want to know what's happening on Facebook until I actually get on there and dedicate time to it. I don't want to know when someone likes. I don't want to know how many people has watched my story. I don't want to know who has commented on what until I dedicate that time to that. So I tell my phone that I don't want notifications like these. So the number of notifications I get on my phone is very little. I don't let my phone dictate me with all the beeps and the, hey, this. And if you didn't know, I'm not sure about Facebook, but you probably could do it too. But on Instagram, at least, and you could probably on other platforms, you can set a timer, and they will remind you if you have reached the limit you have set on how much time you want to spend on that platform. So currently on Instagram, it notifies me when I have been spending more than 30 minutes on Instagram. Sometimes I go a little over if I'm really into something, or sometimes I don't use all of it. But that's a good reminder, because I think sometimes we spend so much time on like social media, and of course we don't like keep track of it, but it's still so much of our time. But once you become aware of it, you have more control of it. And really it's like adding more time onto your day, because, you know, you're becoming more aware of how you're spending your time.